I remember that.
You still have your boat?
Oh yeah. Yeah, what you know, I was thinking while we were
Did you
sitting
finish your
there,
bagel?
you know what you guys can do on your vacation? This is an open invitation.
Yeah, they were.
We've got an extra bedroom
The chairman
in the house, so you can stay in the house.
chairman department.
But you can also, if you want to, you can stay on my boat, which you guys can stay there a day. The kids would probably,
They'd love that.
and then we can go out on the boat or
That'd be
whatever.
great.
And
I've got that
She's
on
got
tape,
that.
so you can't go back.
You can't read
I would really love that.
Oh, the
That
kids
sounds
would-
like fun.
Yeah. Well,
And Mom decided she wanted to live on her own and dad with the boys. And, okay, so I went off to college at 17, Bobby died when I was 20. And they got together, Mary and Dad got together shortly after that. Very shortly after that. So, they didn't even tell. And at first I thought, okay, they've been living together. And then one day, for whatever reason, I thought, let's just get married.
That's probably not bad.
Why not? They go off to some
That'll rule out
Well, I think they probably got married because
major sources.
maybe Social Security wouldn't have changed. Neither would his pension. So I don't know. I guess he figured he would get married. Period. Maybe they were. She gets Social Security. Well, I don't know if he's got money.
Mary doesn't speak. So, you know, that's what we've been just struggling with all these years. And
Since when I was reading the history, that there's
I always thought I saw some a little bit of Asia, an influence of Asian influence in him. Yeah,
in who?
in myself
Oh, yeah.
and,
Oh, yeah?
and my, especially in my mom. More so than in my dad.
Really?
Yeah.
so that's,
Yeah, well,
so
that's
the people that we have a picture of is his,
No,
her mother and father.
Right. Yeah, he's got a beard.
Yeah.
And it's real, and the eyes, Mongolian eyes.
Right.
And thin. And thin,
Thin.
the great grandparent.
I'm trying to find my picture. I don't know where.
And she had a round Russian face. You
Mm-hmm.
know, like
Right,
her,
right.
round Russian face.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Were you born in Warsaw? I was born in Poland. No, I was born near Lithuania,
Where did everybody go? Did you
on the border of Lithuania and
Great.
Russia, what is now Lithuania and Russia. But that part that's Lithuania now used to be Poland. But in,
No, I was gonna, and you had a sister, and what was her name?
Her name was Rose.
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 That's right. Oh, Rose. And she was born in Europe, in
And
Russia.
she was older than you?
Yeah.
Like how many years?
3 years older?
Something like that. 3 or 4.
She was born in Russia, and Bubby and she came on the boat to America
Bubby and
via
Rose?
Japan.
Oh, really? Bubby and Rose and
Because-
Sam?
No, yeah, no, Sam was here, came to America first, before
Right.
the war.
Right.
And he sent for her, and since there was still war, she had to go around Russia.
Why did he leave?
To make his fortune in America. So he probably wouldn't have to go in the army, because the Russians were taking everybody.
Oh, that's the reason, exactly.
Yeah.
That's when they were having the revolution, the
Well, she
Russian
came
Revolution.
first with her child.
And
He came
he didn't
Her
want
husband,
he didn't
Sam,
want any
came
part of
first.
that, so he
I
left. A lot of the
I thought it was the reverse.
a lot of the guys that left in those years and they came to the United States, and then he was a peddler. He used to sell junk or whatever it is, peddle junk and sell you know and stuff like that. And then he worked himself up until where he was had an auto parts store. And,
Oh, no,
Well,
parts
your
store.
sister died just recently, didn't she? A couple of
oh
years
no!
ago.
Oh no! Long time ago.
And she was in a like what? Just a like a hospital.
Right.
What was she? What did she have?
She was mentally.
Just mentally
I'm
retarded?
not sure it was mentally. Was it mentally? No, she was retarded.
Yeah.
They found, your mom told me that they found it out, well, she was very unruly on the boat. It was a long voyage.
She was like a little girl.
Yeah. But they didn't find out that there was a problem until you were born. And
Well,
then-
how old was she when she came over on the boat?
See, my mother never told me very much
Oh,
about it.
yeah. And she said that she realized that she couldn't trust her around you.
Why?
That's when it showed up the problem.
I guess because she would be dangerous?
Yeah. Besides, you know, they had her tested and it was suggested that she put into, in those days, an institution.
Right.
It's like that Rain Man
For the
story.
mentally retarded.
It's like that Rain Man story, you know, where
Yeah.
he
But
got
she
taken away
didn't-
from his family.
Do you
Yeah.
remember
Because
what
he was
she
a
looked
danger.
like, Unc?
Right.
Yeah, she looked like like Uncle
You know, I
Dad, except
don't
she was
remember.
dark.
Do they have any pictures of her?
We
No,
went to
do
see
they
her.
look alike?
Yeah,
How do you know?
because I went to, when my dad and I were engaged, Bubby and Dad and I went to see her.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow, I didn't know
And
this.
she was short and dark hair. Darker hair than yours
Was
was.
she thin?
No, she was a little rolly like Mom was.
Oh,
Just short as Mom and chunky. And in those days, you remember they used to cut their hair. Everybody looked
Yeah,
alike.
right,
They cut their hair
yeah,
like that. And
right.
she slobbered a little bit. And
So she
Mom,
was severely.
yeah, yeah. And she Mom
Severely
Mom
retarded.
hugged her.
Yeah.
And she was saying she had Rosie, hi Rosie, I'm Mama, this Mama Rosie. And it just broke my heart. And she sat down with her. And then Mike went up to her and hugged her. And I don't think she talked. She just blabbed and
Did she recognize?
I think there was a recognition in her eyes of seeing Bubby.
Well, how was she when Bubby put her in the institution?
She was just a little girl because she couldn't leave her alone with Uncle because he was a baby.
But you couldn't leave most little kids alone with a baby.
Well, they
Well-
tested her and I think she was violent
Oh.
because children, 4-year-old, she wasn't. You couldn't teach
Old
her.
enough to where you'd have to watch
Yeah.
her every second.
Yeah.
You know, it'd be pretty dangerous.
Yeah.
You should get away.
So it's about a 4-year difference. So Uncle was born not long after they came over here.
Right. And she was saying how difficult the trip was coming in on a small ship, 30 days to come to America via Japan, then having to take a train from San Francisco to Ohio.
Yeah. It's a big trip.
Why did they go via Japan?
Because of the war.
Because of the war.
Oh, because of the
That was the safest way to go to get to where you're going.
war.
And they went to Toledo, Ohio, because that's where he went. Toledo.
You were born there.
Yeah.
To Toledo.
Your dad was born in Toledo too.
Guess what street?
What?
Cherry Street.
On Cherry Street?
Yeah. I don't know if that was where I was born, but I mean, that's where we lived. I remember that.
And I remember that when you went to first grade, you couldn't speak English.
Yeah.
And they showed you a fork and you said, that's a gobble.
My nomen is.
So you
My
didn't-
nomen is.
I heard that, but
tease-
I don't believe it.
I
I never
tease him
believed that.
to this day about that.
And poor Dad, they named him Moses, and he was so embarrassed by his name that when they wanted to know his name, he'd run up to the teacher and whisper in her ear, Moses.
But what was that? But what was that though? What's his real name?
Moses.
But it's not said Moses.
Huh?
Moses?
Moses is his
Pronounced
real
like
name.
that?
Yeah,
Pronounced
Moses.
Moses?
M-O-S-E-S.
Yeah, in Hebrew that was
Moshe.
Moshe, right?
But is that a nickname now, Moishe?
No,
Or was
that's
that
his real name.
What
his
is
name was
that?
Moishe,
Yeah.
not
What did,
Moses.
what did his mom and dad?
Well, that was his Hebrew name.
Right,
His
but what
Yiddish
did kids at school call him? Moses?
Yeah.
Moses?
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Mo is what they call him.
Right.
I still call him Mo. I mean,
Yeah.
that's what we used to call him, Mo. That was his nickname.
Mo.
Yeah.
And but his,
Then he started using the name Mike.
That's
Right.
right.
In the
but
army,
then
in
where
the
did
Air Corps.
Morris come
Yeah.
from?
And,
Where did
No,
Morris
I don't
come
think
from?
Morris was there.
Yeah, I think he changed it to Morris.
I think he did
Really?
too.
In those
Yeah,
days,
you're
Morris was
right.
in, because he had Morris Payne,
You're
Morris
right,
was in.
Right.
What, he had it legally changed?
I think so.
Legally?
I don't know, legally.
As an adult?
I don't think he did.
I don't think he legally
it was
changed.
No, I don't think he
But it was
did.
on all of his stuff, Morris Rettenberg.
What stuff?
Well, letters,
You don't need to
the
make it
bills.
That doesn't say
no.
anything illegal.
What did,
So his,
what
the
did
name of his
what
birth
his mom and
certificate is
dad call him? Mom and dad
M-O-S-E-S,
call him
not
Mo?
M-O-I-S-H-E or something like that.
No,
I
I
think,
don't
I
know.
think she used to call him Nation.
Yeah, because the uncle was
Yeah, I
called
think
evil
so.
for a
I was
long time.
guessing.
You know, she,
Seems like
I
that's.
don't think they
what-
were that Americanized that she had illegal Julius on his name. I think they asked her that probably told her that he needs an English name, like Udall.
Yeah, right.
On his
first
birth
grade.
certificate, it's Rottenberg, R-O-T-T.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
See, the name has gone through so many changes.
Well, what was it when your dad came over, how did they ever end up with the spelling they ended up with, do you know?
Well, I think that was,
I mean,
it was just a guess thing, you know, when they went through, what is it, Ellis Isle?
yeah.
You know, all these
And-
foreigners, what's your name? So you'd say or Ruttenberg or whatever, and they spelled it the way they heard it.
Where
I
they
mean,
thought they heard
you
it.
know, it
Something-
depends on who interviewed
Yeah.
you and what his.
If somebody didn't understand, they say, ich weiß nicht, okay, Morris, ich weiß nicht.
That's right.
You know when I'm in
What was
class
the name?
sometimes and I'm
Yeah.
trying to explain something to my students and I finish explaining and they're all looking at me and I go, versteh?
Well,
Well, you might get away with that now. I think a lot of people they understand that.
They probably do.
Do they?
How did they pronounce Ruttenberg before they came?
Who knows?
Well, they probably pronounce it the same way.
Well,
but
how
they,
did your parents
they
pronounce
and
it?
maybe
No,
they did write
no,
it out the
Ruttenberg.
same way. I don't know.
Then I get
Ruttenberg.
mail R-I-T-T.
Rutenberg.
That's how Bubby
Rutenberg. Rutenberg.
It was Rutenberg?
Yeah,
Then our
Well, wait a
name
minute.
is
There's a
spelled
German. See, the
B-E-R-G.
Germans have a name
that's right.
Ruttenberg,
There's a town
but
in
it's
Germany.
spelled B-E-R-G. And we even got letters from Germany and from South Africa. Years. I'm going back a long time.
I
Yeah.
Where people
remember
were trying to
that.
trace.
Yes,
I got
do.
one last month from a professor at Ann
Is that
Arbor.
right?
Did you?
And I sure did, saying this is who I am, and just wondering if you know anything about the family and where your family is
Oh,
from.
we did.
And I have a coat in my closet. The label is Emil Rettenberg.
Really?
Yeah, I saw this coat and I really liked it, and I looked at the label, and it was Emil
that's bizarre.
Rettenberg. Yeah, so I bought it. I thought it's got my name on it.
Mom had a cousin or an uncle. I think it was a cousin
In Canada.
in Canada
Yeah.
who was a writer,
Mhm.
Right.
and he was supposed to be a pretty well-known writer.
It's too
I
bad we
don't know
didn't take,
what his writings
it's
were,
such a
but
shame we didn't take out down
I
all
don't
that
know either.
information.
I don't remember
Well,
that.
but how? So Bubby pronounced her own name Rutenberg.
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 Rutenberg. In Yiddish it would be Rutenberg.
Well, where is it saying that it's E-R-G? That's what I'd like
Well,
to know.
in shul, in a synagogue in Columbus, when I was there, and they have little plaques of people.
Oh, I
and it says
see.
Sam Rutenberg with B-E-R-G.
Oh, I
It
see.
was. I'll be
So I
darned.
was saying that chances are it went back and forth, and maybe
No, but if they pronounced it Berg, it's B-E-R-G.
B-E-R-G.
Because it's a German name, and
Right.
Berg means
Mountain.
Berg means mountain, and Burg means city.
Right.
So it's two different words. So if they said Burg, it would be Red City, and if they said Berg, it would be Red Mountain.
There would be
Well, if it was
some-
Borg, it would be B-O-R.
Rutten is red.
Yeah,
B-
well, it'd be-
B-U-R-G
in German, it
would
would be
be
like
German.
Ruden. Yeah,
B-U-R-G would be German,
both
right?
would be.
Oh, both?
B-E-R-G,
Both?
yeah, would be city.
Oh.
Yeah, it's definitely a German name.
And, would be, God, now I'm getting, B-E-R-G is mountain, and B-U-R-G is city, like Hamburg,
Mhm.
city, and B-E-R-G is mountain.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so if they pronounced it Rutenberg, then it's B-E-R-G.
There's not too many of us around.
No, but they misspell my name, I cannot
Always
get people to spell it
B-E-R-G.
right, yeah.
I was
And I was
in-
corrected.
I was in the
Yeah.
doctor's office,
We
and
should have
this
just
nurse
made
says
it
to
B-E-R-G,
me,
made it a lot
"Are you
simpler.
related to this
exactly.
doctor up
Somebody
in,
was in an ego trip and decided to make it different.
up
Yeah,
in,
let's make it a little different.
Yeah,
forget where
like
it
my
was."
cousin Lauren
I says
Scher.
no. Then I
And
went
he,
somewhere else. Are you related
became,
to this
and
Joe
he was
Ruttenberg
always a
who's in
little
the movie
snobbish,
business?
like some of us
So
that
there
tend to
are a
be.
couple
And
of
his
them.
name was Morris.
There are a
And
couple
he
of
didn't
them.
like
That's
Morris,
really
so he
a
changed it to
couple.
Maurice.
Just
M-A-U-R-I-C-E.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And
So-
sometimes
what
do
you
we?
can
So what do you know
phone
of
there are some-
your dad's dad?
Yeah.
then?
But we're not related
I
to
know
anybody.
absolutely nothing
Yeah,
about
but
my
you might
grandfather
think
on
they
that
did
side.
never
Did
know,
you
because
ever know him at
they
all?
came
I
from
mean,
the
did
same
you?
part
Oh
of
no,
America,
he was from
so
Houston back in
white
the old
family
days.
that
I never ever met him. I don't think my dad ever talked about him, to tell you the
who was
truth.
who.
My
Yeah.
mother
But
used to
it's
talk
unusual
about
enough
her
name.
Yeah, I know.
her days when she was a young girl, and they used to had a river going by her house, and I remember she used to tell me they used to crawl out at night and go swimming out the
Bub
window.
said that?
Huh?
Bubby said that?
Yeah.
Skinny
She used to,
dipping,
she,
skinny
yeah,
dipping.
skinny dipping, right.
She lived in
That's right.
Minsk.
And
Did
she
she?
used,
No,
I think-
Vitebsk,
Oh, Vitebsk.
right? Isn't she
I
from
don't know.
Vitebsk?
Vitebsk and Minsk. I thought.
so they had a bakery. Her
Bakery.
family had a bakery, and I guess it was a pretty good bakery.
Chances are, if somebody went to Vitebsk, you can find people there who knew them.